In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Genius Brain Podcast. I'm your host, David So, and we have a very special guest. I've known this motherfucker for a very, very long time. Talented actor extraordinaire, dude. One of those people out there that when I met, I was like, I respect the fucking shit out of you, dude.
Thanks,
Lawrence
bro. Likewise.
Motherfucking Cow.
Dude, how long have we known each other for?
Damn, dude. You know, I just had Summer on here too, and I definitely knew you before I met her, but it's been a long time, man. A very fucking long time. And I learned like her divorce and everything too on that last podcast.
Oh, damn, that's crazy. That must have been nuts.
Like, oh shit, you're divorced.
Time flies.
Time fucking flies, man.
That's so insane, man.
Dude.
I feel like the last time the first time I think I really hung out with you was when you used to live in that place in K-Town. Right?
Yeah. How did I meet you, though?
I have no idea.
Do you think it was through Danielle? I feel like Danielle is the reason why I meet everybody.
Was it Danielle?
Yeah.
It could be, but what was it for?
Maybe it was for a sketch or something. Because I know the first big sketch we did was the Nike one. I mean, not the Nike one, the shoes one.
Yeah.
That was the bigger one.
But then I've known you for a long time before that, though.
Probably through Justin, maybe then?
Maybe.
That might be the connecting thing, dude. Dude,
for
man.
Sure.
So you finally got on a fucking show, huh? You're like Netflix. You know what?
Yeah, dude.
You know what people don't know about, though? They don't know about the whole Nightcrawler situation thing, dude.
Oh, yeah, dude. That was insane, man. That was cool. Just going in for things like that, like back in the day, and not knowing what kind of project that would become. You know what I mean?
That was an indie film, right?
No.
Nightcrawler wasn't an indie film. It was a
no. It was a pretty big film. It was with Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yep.
Yeah, I went in for that for a couple times, and it's just crazy to.
People don't know is that you actually had the part, right?
No,
you were close to it.
No. What I had the part that they gave me was for Green Dragons.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh. Where my manager was like, "Yeah, you booked it."
Oh shit.
Yeah, and I was like, "Okay, cool." And then I didn't hear anything. Like
that shit fucking sucks.
Yeah,
man.
It's crazy, man. The journey, like the ups and downs of being an actor is just so it's so crazy. They just punch you in the face, and then you're just like, all right, and you just take it. Yeah, man.
It's like a drive-by ass beating, dude.
Yeah, dude.
I had this. We did this podcast where I was talking to Megan Dia, and they were talking about their whole Dia specifically about her whole acting situation.
Yeah.
And I think you know Hayden, the actor. Is that so?
Yes.
So yeah, he hit me up and he was talking to me about the whole just watching that podcast, and he goes, "Man, like this fucking industry is tough, you know." And
yeah, man.
Hearing somebody break down and talk about the difficulty of being an actor, I think for him it kind of hit a heartstring a little bit. It's like, yo, I don't think people realize how fucking hard this shit is.
Yeah, man. I think you just have to change like your perception about it and not think about it as like achieving some kind of end goal. You know, it is literally just you enjoying the journey and the process and having a good time doing it. Otherwise, you're just gonna like go crazy. Yeah,
because it's I think when you go into acting, right? Like, what is the percentage of people that really get to pop off, and how many roles are there? I just had a conversation too where there were roles that I went in for that I got multiple callbacks. I got this fucking close, and I was like, oh, I wish I had that show. Where's the show now? It didn't even air.
Yeah. And it's crazy. And you put yourself through that roller coaster of emotions. You're like, man, it'd be so great to be on that show. Like, man, I didn't get it. But then it didn't even go anywhere at all.
Yeah, everything that I got a callback for that I was really close to, didn't even
Nothing
air.
happened.
Nothing happened with it. So
the only thing would be just a nice ass paycheck.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, it would have been nice.
30 G's, boom.
When you got onto Woo Assassins, which was a pretty big fucking deal for you, man. Because I feel like you've been grinding for so long, and I think like, just those roles for a solid Asian actor, I mean, how many of those are there, right?
Yeah.
And this is a show specifically with all Asian people in it.
Yeah. It was fun, man. Just me reading the breakdown and seeing what kind of character it was. I was just like, man, I have to do that.
Yeah.
And I wasn't originally called in to into the room. Someone, my friend, asked me to help her tape for the sister role. And I was like, yeah, sure, I'll help you tape it. And then she was like, yeah, you should talk to your team about this other part. And I looked at the part and I'm like, dude, heroin addict, like it just hit all the cylinders of the kind of character that I wanted to attack. And I was like, man, how come I'm not going in for it? So I hit up my team, and they're like, yeah, we submitted it. We submitted you for it, but they're not calling you in. So I'm like, okay, all right. I'm just gonna put myself on tape. So I put myself on tape, and I sent it to my agents, and then they were like, you know what? I think it'd be better if you go in. And so they said they're not going to send it in. They're just going to talk harder to the casting directors and be like, yo, you guys should really see this guy, because they saw the tape. Mm-hmm. And so I finally went in, and yeah.
That's crazy. So you weren't even called in for the audition?
No, not at all.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
So you wanted that role that bad?
I wanted it so bad. Super bad.
That's fucking crazy, man. That's so weird, though, because I feel, with the whole acting process, that part, there's certain roles that you really fucking want, and I feel like it sucks when you finally have a role that really resonates with you and you don't get it, and then you see the person that gets it. I'm like, you son of a bitch. I hope I see you in the fucking streets, you fucking asshole. Dude.
And the only thing you can do is like, yeah, I wish him the best, man. I hope he does good. But deep down inside, you're like, fuck.
You're a lot nicer than me. I'm like, I wish the worst upon this person, dude. You were going to destroy this role, and it should have went to me. You fucking asshole, man. It's hard to play.
You got to Tanya Harding them.
I'm just gonna fucking hit them with the kneecap. Bow, bitch. Deal with that. Then he gets a role for a fucking person in a wheelchair.
Just hire Khalif.
I know. Khalif fucking kick his ass for me.
Yeah, I know.
It's hard, man. Like, I think that, when I first started doing the whole acting thing for the year, because I really wanted to figure out what it was like.
Yeah.
That shit was not easy, man. I don't know how you've been doing it for so long.
It's because, I love doing it, I think like it takes a certain kind of person, you might have to have like some kind of masochistic kind of personality, to go through, the ups and downs. And I don't know. I like it.
You like it?
Yeah, I like it. I feel like the job isn't necessarily the job. It is like the process of trying to get it. And that's sort of what excites me. When there's like, when there are droughts and I'm not doing anything, for some reason I like it a little bit. It's a weird kind of feeling.
It's that hunger feeling, right?
Yeah.
It makes you push towards something.
Yeah, and if it was easy, I don't know if I would like it so much. If it was like, people say like, is it hard like being Asian American, like with like all this lack of representation and whatnot? And I'm like, yeah, it is. But then like if it was given to me like so easily, I don't know if I would like it so much. I sort of like this challenge. It's fun.
Yeah.
Like navigating this whole system.
I don't think you've ever fallen into that category of somebody who's ever put it on their ethnicity for a reason why you never got to book a role, right?
Yeah,
and I've always hated that attitude too, because I've heard that so often, specifically in this industry. They go, oh, I didn't book it because they don't want people who look like me in this role. But at the same time, I mean, not going to call it any names, but I see some of the people who have been complaining the loudest, and I'm like, you're the worst actor I've ever seen in my life. How fucking dare you?
And what's funny? It might be the case, but then like just even saying that out loud for yourself as an artist, it just hinders you from like, doing better work.
Yeah.
You justify it by saying, "Oh yeah, they didn't cast me because they didn't want an Asian guy. They went in another ethnicity."
Yeah.
Or maybe they just didn't cast you because you weren't the right part for it. You weren't good enough.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think it's a more rational way for me to think things, because if I keep thinking it's about something that's out of my control, then it makes me go crazy.
Yeah.
Like what's the point?
Yeah, totally.
It's such a hard thing to deal with too. It's just like, oh, it's because I'm Asian. But I would like to hear that from people who I respect a little more, though. Yeah. Because I think that people who are booking, who do great things, and you look at them and they're respected in their craft, I don't ever hear them say that shit. And there's a reason why they're booking. I think Justin said it the best too. He goes, he goes, I don't really like to play this game. He goes, I just try to get booked based on my skill.
Yeah.
So, because if the skill is there, it's gonna eventually it'll become undeniable.
Eventually, it'll hit something. You know what I mean?
I mean, before you hit this big role on a big series, I mean, what's it kind of like? I think as an actor too, because people want to go into this profession. What's it like, kind of dealing with not being able to book, right? Because I feel like that's a majority of the acting game is it's number one is studying your craft and the waiting game.
Yeah, dude. You just got to figure out, what to do during that time. And it literally is just continuing to work on your shit. If you think like, oh man, I don't think it should be a waiting game. And I think once people start thinking of it like they're waiting, then nothing will come. But if you just keep yourself busy, you know, work on other things and just try to get better, take a class. I mean, I think it's just like it's working out a muscle, man.
Do you ever like doubt your skill?
Oh yeah, for sure, all the time, man. But the thing is that what I've learned though is that you got to use that and use that doubt and put it into the character. And if you start working on that character as a doubtful character, then that doubt creeps in as something that's a part of who, a part of that person.
Yeah.
And so people can't really see that. And you sort of just bring it in and put it into the story. And I feel like that has really helped.
Yeah, because maybe because you deal with this so well. Because like there's some other people I think that because it's a career where you are constantly looking for affirmation all the time.
Yeah.
And you don't even get the tips to why you can't even book some of these roles. So you're kind of left feeling lost all the time, right? And so it's like, how do you become that person where you still stay confident in your choices after you leave an audition?
Yeah.
Because I think that's the first thing that happens to a lot of people who go into this. They go, I thought I did really well. What the fuck is it? And they try to switch up their game plan.
They start switching things. They start thinking like, what do they want? They start doing things that they think other people want to see. But I feel like if you really believe in what you're bringing to the story, then there's no need to think about anything else and how you should do things differently, because you never know why they're gonna book you.
Yeah.
You know, you just got to go in and just be very steadfast in your capability.
Yeah.
And just try to get better and better. Not try to navigate the system and try to do better so that they'll pick you. Because if you keep doing that, you're just going to keep missing, I believe. Like, you just have to go in like, yo, this is what I believe the story is. This is what I believe, how the character would be in this kind of situation. And then you just present that to them.
Yeah. If somebody was trying to be an actor, let's say like out of the blue, what would be like a couple of things you would tell somebody in order to be like successful and survive in this industry? What's something that you would tell them?
Man, I think it's just, you just got to be very persistent, man. And you gotta work at it. It's not about like, it's different from other kinds of art because it's not really a performance. You know, you're not going in there and doing like, it's like, this is a performance. You really have to become these characters. So you got to really work on, I guess you got to go take a class, man. Like, it's not something that is just like, oh, I'm going to be an actor. And then some people become successful that way and they hit like one big thing. But then I feel like, over time, you know, it's going to expire. And I feel like if you really want to do something like this, you just got to work on your craft, man. That's pretty much the biggest thing, I think.
Yeah.
And I feel like some people think it's just so easy. You know, it's like someone saying like, oh, I want to be a doctor. And then they go and they think they can be a doctor like the next week.
I get really annoyed when somebody does that to like for example, I don't know how many times I met somebody where they go, dude, I got this great script idea. I'm like, listen to me, shut the fuck up. Like I don't want to hear it. Like I really don't. Not to say that maybe your script idea isn't great, but they kind of, I want people to understand that when you tell that to somebody who is, I'm not a scriptwriter, screenwriter, right? Mm-hmm. But when you tell that to somebody who's a screenwriter that has worked their ass off to be where they're at, right? And you go, I have something that the world hasn't seen yet, and I'm going to do something better than you. It's like, okay, out of all the people in the world, why is it that it would be you? I'm not telling you to self-doubt yourself, but have a little bit of self-awareness, because I think people, they kind of don't understand how difficult it is to either sell a TV show, to get a movie made and have it be really good. And they not, without knowing that, they kind of, you're lightweight looking, you're kind of like, what's the word I'm looking for? You guys are not being mindful of how the work and dedication it takes to be in that career.
Yeah, it's true, man. Self-awareness is very key.
Yeah.
You know what's funny though is when anyone starts off though doing any kind of like artistic thing, I think that's sort of what propels them at first though, because they think they can do it. They're like, fuck yeah, I got this. I want to be an actor. I can do this. And it's just that it's just being naive just a little bit. But then, once they dip their toes into the field and they realize how crazy it is, then that's when they should start, working towards, I don't know, getting better at what they're doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But sometimes, in the beginning, it sort of helps them.
Oh, for sure.
Like it's just like in ignorance.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, I'm a fucking, like, I can be a dancer. I like music, I can move my body, but that's what propels people to do stuff.
Yeah.
And, I admire that at first, but over time, you got to realize that, there are so many other, there's so many other things that come into play.
Yeah.
And even as an actor too, it's like, but why do you want to do it in the first place?
Yeah.
Is it because you want to be famous? You want attention? Like, if those are the things that drive you, then, you got to really sit back and really think about, like, what is it? Why am I doing this?
This podcast is brought to you by Sunday Scaries, my friend. Sunday Scaries is a leader in the CBD space. They have created a niche for themselves by addressing America's anxiety problem. They sell wildly effective and delicious tasting CBD products, especially their CBD gummies. If you guys have not had CBD products before, number one, there's no reason to be scared of it. It's something that I've been using for about 2.5 years. I don't use anything with CBD and THC in it. I like to use CBD products to help me calm down and relax. There is no head change. There's no psychoactive properties about it. So it really gets me to it helps me relax in a couple of ways. For me, I started using CBD products because I had a little bit of anxiety. Not in the anxiety that you would probably typically see like on television or whatever, but there are moments where sometimes my work gets so busy. I get really just kind of heady with my stuff, meaning that I overthink things. I start to stress out. So I started using CBD products just to put me in a better mental space. And it has been helping out a lot. It also helps a lot in sparring, surprisingly. Before I spar, I'm overthinking my moves. And so I'll take a couple of CBD gummies and it helps me just chill out a little bit, relax, without the head change, and I love it, man. Like it's a necessity for me. So been using CBD products for a very long time now, apparently, which I didn't know that 2.5 years is a pretty long time for people who don't really know about it. And I love it, man. It's an everyday thing for me. So check it out. If you want to get 15% off, all you have to do is use your code BRAIN at sundayscaries.com and stop dreading the everyday bullshit in life that doesn't actually matter. Remember, if you want to get 15% off, use the code BRAIN at sundayscaries.com and stop dreading the everyday bullshit in life that doesn't actually matter. Sunday Scaries, baby. Well, I think all that shit fades too after a while because you're just left with the craft at that point, because once you stop booking, you stop doing all the stuff. It's like, well, why am I still doing this? What's the whole point?
Yeah.
And even too, when it comes to fame, as you get older, there's people that are going to be popping off when they're younger. And then when they're older, they're not booking these same roles anymore because they're aged and they need younger and fresher faces. Like, what are you left with then? Are you okay with the legacy that you left behind? And can you be happy looking back at that? Or are you still going to be searching for that validation from other people? And I think that's where people get really fucked up. Right? And it's important what you said too. It's the why behind a lot of things.
Yeah.
Why are you really fucking doing this? That's why when I hear the script stuff, it's like, I'm like, oh, that's dope. That's cool. But my point is that I want people to also understand you're not the first person that said that. You are one out of a million people. Yeah. Right? It's great that you have that belief, but also stay grounded enough to know that it just might not pop off. You may think that your story is great and unique. Maybe it isn't. Yeah. Maybe you don't know how to tell that story, because script writing, for most people that don't understand, it's very fucking difficult. It's hard. And then you wrote the script in a week and you present it to somebody who is a screenwriter and you go, yo, this is the shit right here. And then when they tell them this isn't it, they go, oh, you don't know what's up. It's like, yo, then who are you coming to advice for then, man?
Yeah. Like you need the humility behind everything, man, beforehand.
Yeah. Did you go to high school with Summer? Is that how you...
Yeah, I went to high school with Summer.
Would you guys were in theater?
We were. I wasn't necessarily in theater, but the theater program allowed students to audition for like sketches, like after school, and then all the plays that they put up they allowed everyone on campus to audition for them. Oh. Yeah. So then I wasn't necessarily like taking drama classes, but I was very heavily involved in what they were doing. Oh. Yeah.
How come you never took the class?
I don't know. I just never did. That was just like I was doing band. I was running cross country.
Oh shit.
Doing other shit. But you know, I should have. When I think about it, I'm like, why didn't I do that? But I feel like doing all the after school things and then participating in the plays and stuff. I felt like that was already pretty like it helped me a lot. I feel like if I were to take the classes, it would be more like I guess like an English major, like reading a lot of plays and like analyzing plays.
So you took that skill and then you decided to go into acting, or something acting that you always wanted to do?
No, it definitely wasn't. It just came out of nowhere. Like my friend was just like, "Yo, you should audition for these plays with me after school," and I did it.
That's
I felt
so
like
random.
I felt like when you're growing up, you're sort of trying to find your identity, and then back in the day, like early 2000s, late 90s, just a bunch of like Asian gangsters walking around like, fronting and shit, and you're just trying to like figure out, is that what I want to do? Like I felt like the beginning of my high school years was just filled with me like hanging out with these guys and trying to be tough, and I sort of wanted to juxtapose that like towards the end of my high school, towards the end of high school, and I felt like by doing that was just to not care about what other people thought about me. And I feel like the fastest route towards that was like doing these stupid plays that, he was just saying stupid shit on stage and not really caring. And that sort of, I felt like opened me up and sort of helped me like forget like, my past identity and just try to create a new one that I didn't know and that I didn't know what it was, and just like go from there. And
that was the interesting thing for me in high school too. I think the best time I've ever had in high school was towards the end of my junior year and senior year, when I was just like, you know what? Fuck it.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Dude.
Fuck everything, man.
Yeah. That's when I joined choir. I'm gonna join choir.
Yeah, dude. And look at you now, man. Your voice, you've got a beautiful voice, man.
Thanks, man.
Did you always sing like ever since you were a kid, or like?
No, man. With lack of a better word, at the time, I thought that shit was gay. Only because other people made me feel that way.
Yeah, totally.
I liked singing. I liked singing in the shower.
Yeah.
I used to practice some shit. I remember my brother used to make fun of me because I was singing all the time, right? And it made me feel ashamed of it, right? Like, I was like, hold on a second, man, dude. There's R&B singers out there, dude. Like, why am I so ashamed about this thing? And I never thought I was a good singer. I remember the first notion of me even be able to sing on key was when I went camping with my cousin, and then we just had some music on and I was singing along to it. He's like, bro, you could sing. And I was like, really? I don't know, because I never recorded myself, right? And even when I did record myself, I didn't like my voice. I was like, it's whatever. And I think I've always just been a hypercritical kid. So I was like, it's whatever. And then I ignored it the whole time. And I've always wanted to join choir for the longest fucking time. Like even since my sophomore year, I never did it. And I was like, God, I wish I want to be up there in choir so bad. Like, I just want to be with those motherfuckers. And do the R&B hands. I want to do all that shit. And I just never did. And then lo and behold, it turns out that ladies actually like it when you sing. And the guitar shit. I was like, oh, okay. So I'm going to the right route. And then I decided to join choir. I think it was the last trimester of my junior year, and then I went to choir again my senior year. And then I won this I don't know. Like, I didn't get a lot of awards in high school, but I got this music award for joining choir. And I didn't realize like I was a great singer until, or a decent singer until I got
until you got an award and stuff.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, I might be decent at this.
That's
thing.
Awesome. So that's sort of when you realize, oh wow, I'm fucking good. Or at least people think I am.
Yeah, and I was like, damn, I had no idea that I had either a knack for it. And after a while, too, like my passion for music died a bit. And I think it was because once it started to become something that I think I was trying to get recognized for, it took the magic out of it for me.
Totally.
It was just supposed to be something that was fun. Yeah. And I never wanted to make it into a career.
That always takes the magic out of everything, man. You know, right? Yeah. You realize that if you continue to do things for fun, that's when the genius sort of hits all the time.
That's what it is with this YouTube. You know, when I was doing it for fun is when I had the best content. And then after a while, the platform started to become something where it was about as much views as you can get, no matter what the content is, no matter what your voice is, do whatever you can to get out on top.
Yeah.
Now, people who have done it really well, they made a lot of fucking money, and they made the money in their bounce, or they're still making a lot of money right now. But I've never been able to switch that on where I'm like, yo, this is a fucking business. Make the business work.
Yeah.
Because this is not where I wanted to make money. That's not how it started off.
Yeah.
It started off as something that I was going to do to make my stand-up comedy pop off. And so I used it to tour a lot, do stand-up. So when I first started doing YouTube, all these college shows started coming up. I'm like, dude, I'm going to knock out the stand-up shit. So I would do, during like the stand-up season, I would hit the clubs, and then I would go on these college tours. And it was the most fun I've ever had doing stand-up. And after a while, I found out that started to die for me too. You know, I was like, okay, well, if this is not the goal, then what's the whole point of having YouTube? And I was going to quit YouTube. I was just going to toss it away. I didn't like the title of being a YouTuber at the time because, you know, back in the day, being a YouTuber was kind of looked down upon. It's like in the mainstream industry, you're a YouTuber. You're not a real actor. You're not a real comic. And that used to piss me off because I came from stand-up. I was a stand-up comic. I tried doing stand-up since I was like 16.
Yeah.
And so when I came on the scene, I remember I did this show, and there was like 4 headliners, and they put me on there because I had a following, and everybody had their name, blah blah blah, comic, stand-up comic, and my name, YouTuber.
No.
And I know they did that to piss me off.
Did you talk about it in your set?
I didn't talk about it in my set. I just killed the set.
Yeah.
Like I fucking destroyed
that shit.
I murdered that shit. And so, and I remember this because there was a dude that came up that pissed me off to no fucking end. And he basically said, oh, bro, like, man, I'm probably going to slaughter this own story because it happened so long ago. But it was basically along the lines of him saying like, oh, yo, how long have you been doing this stand-up stuff? Where he's, oh, you do YouTube and stuff, right? And you could tell there's a little bit of like, you know, something to it. I'm like, yeah. He goes, yeah, I've been doing stand-up for like, you know, like 3 years now. So if you want advice, you know, before you hit the stage, just let me know. And I was like, that's cool. I've been doing it since I was 16. So you let me know when you want advice. Some shit like that. And I said it was something way more rude than that.
Yeah.
He goes up, he bombs. Terrible stand-up comic. The fucking worst, right? I go up after him. I destroy the fucking set. And basically I was like, fuck you, right? And so I had like this huge chip on my shoulder about that. And I think that was the biggest reason why I still wanted to pursue stand-up even after the magic died a little bit. Because I got tired of people looking down on me about something that they thought they did better than me. So after that, I kind of figured that, oh, the reason why I'm doing stuff is, well, what I ended up coming to a realization was I actually like just entertaining. No matter what it is. I like creating things with my own hands. That's why I did Gook. It's not because I want to be an actor. It's just I like this. You know?
And everyone working together and working with your friends.
Got to work with my friends. I was super passionate about it. You know, a fat chunk of that was my personal life story that they got to see. So it was a really fun project. And then people got it in their mind. They're like, oh, you're going to be a great actor. I'm like, I never said I wanted to be an actor. You know, I did my piece. Like I'll still do it, but I'm not putting in the time to be an actor. I'm not taking acting classes. Like
you were so good in it.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah, dude, you were really good in it.
Thanks, man. And I don't know if I'm going to get better at acting unless I put the time into it. Like that's where I'm at. And I'm probably not even as good as that because Justin worked with me for like a month before we shot the film. So now it's like, if I want to go into that role of being an actor, I got to dive back in. I shut everything down when I did the acting thing.
Yeah.
I stopped doing YouTube. I stopped doing shows. I stopped taking money. I was losing money like a motherfucker.
I think it was necessary that, man, you know, just for you to tap into it and see if you really wanted to do it. You know what I mean? Like if it really made you happy.
Yeah.
You know?
It took me a year to figure it out. And I love acting. I love the craft. But I know that there's something missing that doesn't allow me to dive into it all the way. You know what I mean? It's that passion. It's that thing of I can go into every audition and not book, and I'm still going to work on this craft and I'm still going to go at it. And I feel like if I'm not going to do that, I'm just going to be miserable trying this stuff out. So, I mean, I'm still auditioning. I'm still doing that because that route is still there. But I'm not at that point yet where I can be like you, where I'm like, this is it for me. I got to dive in. I got to take these classes and courses, which I think it's very fucking necessary, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think that the hard part is even when acting, when people are like, I want to be an actor, they don't realize what it takes as well.
Yeah.
Right?
It's a lot, man. It's just like sitting in your room thinking about shit. It's crazy.
Do you ever, I feel like I'm a hater sometimes because sometimes I see these people and they book, I'm like, damn, you suck, bro. And it makes me feel like, man, I should go back into acting.
That's sort of what pushes you, man. When people are like, you know what, like, you know, let me give you a few tips, and they go and bomb. You're like, dude, fuck you, dude. I'm gonna fucking prove.
I'm a spiteful human being, dude. It's like even like doing good. It's like, why'd you do good? It's because no agent wanted to sign me. So I was like, oh, you don't think I can act? Let me drop everything real quick, and I fucking tossed everything aside and I did it. You know.
I wonder if this is how your fiance makes you do things. No, she's like, David's like this, so I'm gonna try this route.
Yeah, it's like you don't know how to clean carpets. Oh, I can't clean carpets.
Yeah, can't clean. Look at this shit.
I just dropped everything. I become an apprentice somewhere.
You're so good at that though. Like if someone says like, yo, do this, you can, or if someone says you can't do this, you'll figure that shit out.
Yeah, I don't know what that is about me. It's definitely like a mental flaw that I have.
No, it's a good thing, man. It's a good thing.
Even like with like Muay Thai, right?
Yeah.
It's like people don't know, but I did Taekwondo when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I was pretty decent at it. And then I did Muay Thai a little bit when I was 20. But then everybody, I don't know what it is, but I think people do it. Like, oh, even like the compliments started bothering me a little bit because they're like, oh, David, man, if you put your mind, you could do anything. It's like, bitch, I've been doing this, man.
Yeah.
Come into this gym right now and let's fucking go, right? Arguably, they might kick my ass.
They're like, oh, David, you're so good at this stuff,
and I'm like,
man.
what's
You
that
should start
supposed
doing
to
this
mean?
more.
I'm like,
That's
what the
so
fuck
funny.
is that supposed to mean? But that's why when I go in and spar, and then I'm not great at it, but there's a lot of people who think they're great at something, but they don't know how shitty they are.
Yeah.
The difference between me is that I know that I'm not good at this, and I'm going to figure out a
And
way.
you're still going to be better than them.
I'm going to figure out a way to get good, though. And
Yeah.
I think being humble about your shit and knowing where you're at really does help you improve.
I believe that, man. And I think it really is like, that's about anything, too. Like, it's like not getting so excited about, like, being good at something and not thinking so much about being bad at something. Like, just not thinking anything, I think.
Yeah.
Even when you hear good news about something or compliments, like, oh, you're so good at that, like, just sort of throw it away.
Yeah.
Because that's those things can actually deter you from getting better.
Yeah.
I feel.
Because I think that my coach, Nick, he says something that's good and bad is that every time I leave a training session, I'm never satisfied. I'm like, damn, I fucking suck today. Like, I'm not saying that so I'm fishing for a compliment. I actually hate
You really feel like that?
every fucking mistake that I've made. I leaned back too much. My chin was up. My right hand was fucking down. I got tagged 6-7 times. I count him. And he's like, he's like, no, you did great today. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, I suck today. And I get mad and I go home and I'm pissed and I try to get better all the time. And, I mean, I probably won't ever get really great at the sport, but it's nice to know that I have something to look forward to. Because everything's a game of inches, you know?
Totally. I agree.
Because you also dance, which by the way always throws me off. I'm like, oh, that's right, fucking Lawrence dances, dude. Because you don't show it as much up until maybe recently, where you maybe started getting a little more passionate about it again.
Yeah, I think it's literally only when I feel like doing it. Sometimes I just have the itch to do it. I'm like, man, I want to dance right now.
Yeah,
you know, and I'll just do it. And yeah, I just think it's an expression that I sort of threw away when I was younger. It was just like, man, this thing is taken away from my acting. You know, I just need to set that aside and just go to LA and start auditioning for things. And I just sort of like put it in a little box and I set it aside instead of like letting it be what it was and just embracing it. Yeah. You know, like not take everything so like fucking seriously, you know. And
do you think that helped you out a lot in acting and everything else? Is just to be like, have fun with this shit.
Totally, man. Totally. It's really understanding like the root of why I'm doing these things in the first place. If the root is just to tell the story and have people empathize with these characters that they don't normally encounter or that they do encounter in real life and they think negatively towards, like then that is just the goal. You know what I mean? And if I'm having fun doing that, then nothing else really matters. You know, if I don't book something, whatever, you know, something's going to come up later, you know, where something hits. But, you know, it's just, not really thinking too much about it. Yeah. Not really being too down either, but not getting so excited about good news either. It's just, it is what it is. Yeah.
It's kind of odd when people have a perception of what success is in this industry, because when you book one thing, they go, "Ha, you've made it." I'm like, "Made what?" bro?
Like, not at all, man.
Made what? Like, what are you talking about? I haven't done shit yet. You know?
It's crazy analyzing just like how I think about like my life too. I remember like thinking, man, if I just book a series, I'm gonna be so happy. I'm gonna be like the happiest person. Like, you know, I won't stress out over like stupid shit that I stress out about. And I remember like just being in Vancouver shooting, and then I was just, thinking about how I was thinking in that moment. And I was like, man, I feel the exact same thing.
Yeah.
I feel like regardless of this gig being taken away or given to me, like I would feel the same.
Yeah.
And it really is just accepting that feeling of where I am in that moment and just going with that and not trying to like reach for something else or like make myself feel bad for not getting something, just to be in acceptance.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, I'm still working on that now, but I feel like that's where I'm at.
This podcast is brought to you by Native, my friends. I love this deodorant. People out there, if you think that you don't need deodorant because you don't have BO, you would be deathly wrong. I travel a lot, and I know a lot of you people stink like hell out there. And guess what? A lot of the products that you use and you put on your body, do you guys realize that there's like aluminum and parabens in it? Native doesn't have any of that stuff, and you're not sacrificing quality and performance in a product with Native. Because just because you take that stuff out, sometimes you think like, yo, it's not going to work that well. No, Native, my friends, is my go-to deodorant right now. I have actually used this. My favorite is this one right here. It's the cucumber mint. The reason why I like this, it just smells really good and fresh. And the cucumber mint smell, it could be for a guy or a girl. I put my life on that. This is my go-to deodorant when I go train Muay Thai, or if I know that I'm going to be on the go and it's a hot day and I can't freshen up, this Native deodorant stays in my bag 24/7, and I love it. It's a little bit of something just for everyone. Yes, my friends, believe that. So check it out. For 20% off your first purchase, visit nativedeodorant.com and use promo code GB during checkout. Once again, for 20% off your first purchase, visit nativedeodorant.com and use promo code GB during checkout to get that big discount and start smelling fresh today. Native. Yeah, and that's really important to say too, because I think that just shows that you understand that there's so much more to be had than just this. Because when you were at the beginning of your career, you're thinking that's your highest goal. But then you stayed here, you became a seasoned actor, and now it's like, oh, there's more to this than that. Because I'm pretty sure when somebody says like, dude, if I just win one Oscar, I will be set for the rest of my life. But they get that one and they go, I need another one.
Wow.
I need to do my own film now. I need to direct. There's so many different like avenues that you can go to, and it doesn't just stop. So
it's unending. It's infinite. It just keeps going.
But that makes sense too, because I think that's what's exciting about life, right?
Yeah.
You just there's always something to explore or become better at.
Yeah. But we just can't let reaching those things be like what makes us happy. Or obtaining those things, I feel.
Do you find it's hard to sometimes like navigate yourself through this industry? Because I think that because I didn't grow up wanting to be an entertainer, I never really glorified everything that came along with it, right? Put it simply, like fucking like money, drugs, and bitches, like that.
Yeah.
That never became glorified in my head, so it doesn't affect me like that. That I think how it affects a lot of other people that I'm seeing. I've seen a lot of people too, like that they came from a small town, they come into the city, and they have a perception of what Los Angeles is, and they get caught up into that bullshit. Like they start partying every fucking night, they're getting drunk, they're fucking drugged the fuck out all the time, and I'm like, yo, what the fuck happened? And it's that bullshit that you get caught up in so fucking easily.
Yeah.
And it's just that weird perception of Hollywood that kind of fucks with you. And I think I got really blessed because I never really cared for that stuff, so it never really got to affect me,
Yeah, that's good, because I've definitely dived into that, but not because like that was like the perception of what it would be to like be in this kind of environment. It is just like hanging out with friends, is just doing fucked up shit.
Yeah.
And but slowly trying to not do that anymore.
It's hard though, isn't it?
It is, man, especially in this industry too, when like sometimes there's a lot of, the waiting game is so crazy, and it's hard to keep yourself so busy all the time. And so sometimes it's just, you get led astray, and then you just start doing stupid shit.
That's hard, man.
Yeah.
I think I'm Maybe it's because I did a lot of dumb shit when I was younger too.
Yeah.
I think I got it really out of my system.
That's awesome.
Because people ask, "Is like, yo, man, remember the first time you started drinking?" I was like, "Yeah, man, 13 was crazy." They're like 13, 14. It was like 13 or 14 years old.
Dude, people were nuts, man. Like I remember being in like sixth grade, and then my friend was like, "Yeah, I took some ecstasy the night before." I'm like, 6th grade.
Yeah, dude.
I don't even know what that was at that time, and now knowing what it is, it's like, how would your mind even like
it fucks your brain
process that?
Yeah.
That's insane.
There's a lot of people who did, I think, drugs when they were younger, and I see the effects on it now. And they did it like hard. I'm not talking about every now and then.
Yeah.
And they're fucked in the head, dude. I don't know what it is, and I might be reading too much into it, but their thoughts are a little latent. Like there's like a lag. Almost.
Yeah.
It's almost like they got that Mac wheel. It's like loading and shit. Like, damn, dude.
You gotta wait. You're like, you should do a sketch about that.
They got that
where people have like the loading times before they reply.
Oh, for sure. They got this weird like brain thing going on, and I'm kind of glad that I didn't have the curiosity to really want to try that stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I got drunk, and I only think because when I was younger I could hold my liquor very well.
Yeah. And you're Korean.
And I'm Korean, so it's a part of my culture. But I never really like was into like doing coke, ecstasy, weed, all that other shit. Even though everybody else did it, I wasn't interested.
Yeah.
People are like, "Oh, what was your moral stance on that?" And I was like, "I had no moral stance. I just wasn't interested."
Yeah. It's just not really don't really want to do that.
Yeah, it wasn't anything like, "Oh man, those are for losers." I'm just like, it doesn't seem that fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wish it was some other story, but the only reason was like, meh.
Yeah, I think it's good not to tap into that, man.
Yeah,
I really do.
I was in Denver recently and I took an edible.
Yeah.
And damn, weed and we don't match. I
think we talked about this too before. Like, yeah, I can't do that and socialize.
I can't.
Yeah, I just be like it'd be funny if we did this right now and if we were both high. I would just be like, yeah.
It would be the slurriest fucking podcast on earth.
Yeah, I'd be like, what'd you say, David? What did you say? I don't know what you meant by that.
I don't know how people socialize when they're fucking high, dude. I'm in my own thoughts.
Yeah.
And then don't disturb me.
yeah. And sometimes when people disturb me, then I just start getting paranoid about why did that guy say that?
Yeah.
Like, what was it did I do something? And then it's just like, this weird back and forth.
I think it's also because I'm a control freak. So when I get high, I don't like it. Right?
Yeah.
Because I want to be in control of my own situation.
Yeah, totally.
So when I have a thought and I want to say something and it doesn't come out, it starts to frustrate me. They're like, "Oh, you're having like you're getting paranoid." It's not paranoid. I'm getting pissed.
Yeah, I just don't know how to fucking express how I'm really feeling right now.
They're like, "You get pissed when you're high." I'm like, I'm fucking irritated. So I'm just sitting there just upset, and I'm like, I'm supposed to say something really smart, but it ain't coming out. So I'm just sitting there with my mouth open.
I'm just gonna eat some chips.
Yeah. And I'm just sitting there. I'm just like, dude, you look so dumb. That's the difference about being drunk, though. Drunk, it's like you think you aren't in control, but you think you're in control.
Yeah,
so it feels fucking amazing. I'm like, I'm about to make the best choice of my life right now. And that's why I like being drunk, but I don't actually mix well with alcohol either because I get a migraine, and I didn't know that that's not what's supposed to happen. I thought everybody got that shit.
Getting migraines when you're drunk?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, because I get super flush and red, and then I get a throbbing headache.
You ever take a Pepsid before you drink?
Does that shit work?
Dude, it works for me, man. I swear. And it works so in a way where like I don't feel like the migraine or like the craziness. I think it takes that away too.
How many do you have to take in?
I just take one.
Right before?
Yeah, right beforehand. Or like maybe 30. You should try it on your next 10 foods.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
dude.
just try 30 minutes before.
Okay.
Just take a Pepsid.
I'm going to take a Pepsid because I do like the taste of alcohol.
Yeah, alcohol is amazing, man.
Yeah, I didn't used to like beer. I used to talk mad shit about people who didn't like beer. But one fucking day, I liked beer and coffee together at the same time. I was like, what the fuck? And I asked my mom. I didn't ask. We were having a conversation. I was like, hey, Mom, guess what I kind of like now? I was like, I kind of like the taste of coffee and beer. She goes, you know why? Because when you get older, life gets bitter, so you like bitter things. Like, thanks, Mom. Thanks for the pep talk.
Dude, that's funny.
Yeah.
Smart mom.
I started liking beer, and I was like, yo, this stuff actually tastes pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
You know what? I've never liked the taste of alcohol. I just can't. And I just like how alcohol makes me feel. Yeah. So like whenever I'm drinking something, everyone's telling me like, oh, swig it in your mouth or taste it. I'm like, no, fuck it. I'm just going to down it. And just
get it out though.
Even for beer too. Like if I get a beer, I try to drink it down as fast as I can. I don't even try to enjoy the taste. I guess I don't have like an elevated palate, like even for wine. Like,
I don't know shit about
wine. I don't know anything, man. It's just so hard.
You know, it's funny. People are like, what's your favorite wine? I was like, whichever one tastes more like juice. And they're like, nah, man, do you taste the earthy, grassy notes as if it was a fresh tulip that was picked in the midpoint of spring during the hottest day, where a river came down and the minerals from the river actually gave the nutrients to the grape. And I'm like, shut up.
And during that time, there was a war and people died and there was blood sprinkled on the soil.
Yeah. The iron from the blood affected the taste of these grapes. And now what you're tasting is AIDS. And I'm like, thank you.
You're like, yeah, cool, thanks.
Yeah, because I've had like a really aged bottle of wine and it tasted... Ugh. I was like, what is this? And so I was watching a documentary about wine, and how this sommelier put it was, honestly, if you don't like wine and you don't know what you're looking for, these expensive wines, if you like it, I'd be surprised. He goes, I would be surprised. He goes, go for a bottle that you like and you like the way that it tastes and stick with it. Don't worry about the price. Drink it and say, I like this. Then stick with that.
Yeah, and stop trying to like impress people by being like, yeah, I know this kind of wine, and then just being all like smart ass about it.
That's why when we're doing Send Foods, when we have a wine tasting, we just go, all right, man, it tastes wine. And
dude, that's so funny. Do you guys ever eat something and you're like, aha, that was not good?
Oh, bro, the original Send Foods was me just talking trash about a lot of shit. But I think they're a little more conscious about, once we got bought out, we had to
not upsetting people.
Yeah, we have to be mindful of that shit. So I'm just like, okay, I'll be really mindful of this.
So you guys lie.
I wouldn't say I lie per se, because the chef is right there staring into my spirit.
Dude, that's so hard, man. Because if something doesn't really taste good, what do you say?
I mean, for me, I just talk about what's wrong with it. Mm-hmm. But then but
you talk about the positives too.
Yeah, like it's food, it's edible.
Yeah.
It comes out as poop eventually. That's the only things I can really say. But people can tell when we dislike something and when we really like something, man.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Like when we talk about wine and shit too, there's a lot of bullshit. Beer though, you could really taste the difference in beer. Mm-hmm. Like I don't know from this Pilsner to that Pilsner, but the different types of beer have a very different taste. It's like having like apple to an orange. You can tell the difference between an apple and an orange.
Totally. I definitely don't like dark ales.
Yeah.
Like darker beers or like IPAs.
I don't like IPAs. I like stouts though. Like that Guinness dark ass beer? Because it tastes like coffee.
Yeah.
And I like the taste of coffee.
Oh. Do they do that? They have that, right? Coffee with beer?
Oh, like dude. I had this. Like? We went in Send Foods. We went to this brewery, and they're the ones that do the Allagash shit, Allagash Whites, which I think like that's a great introductory beer if you don't like beer at all. Mm-hmm. Tastes like oranges. Has that citrus acid. That's why they squeeze fucking oranges in there, and it tastes really good. But they had different types of beer where it was one was aged in a whiskey barrel, so it tasted like aged wood and whiskey, which was a very interesting flavor. There was another one that tasted like cherries. There was another one that tasted like it was a bourbon barrel.
Yeah, see, in beer, there's more apparent taste.
Yeah,
like in wine, it's like I don't know, man.
Exactly, that's how I am too.
Yeah,
I think if we have more wine, then maybe we might be able to tell.
Yeah,
I don't care enough to.
Yeah. You'll only start caring if someone's like, David, you don't know shit about wine. I know more shit about wine than you do.
That's something where I could let it pass. Okay. If somebody comes up and go, dude, you don't know about wine. I was like, yeah, but I know the inside of your mom's pussy. Shut the fuck up. You little bitch. Who the fuck man. You know why? It's because wine, sometimes when people talk about wine to me, I think that they use it as a way to be a little snobby about shit.
Totally.
You know, I can't just I hate it when I have a wine. I'm like, oh, that's good. They're like, oh, you don't know what the good stuff is. I will suck my fucking nuts, bitch. How about that? Suck my fucking nuts. I will drink whatever the fuck I want. And it's just, that's the part where it's almost like, are you looking down at me because I don't know about aged juice, bitch? Like, it's rotten juice. Don't tell me what I don't know about this wine. Like, I'm okay enjoying my shit, you know?
Dude, speaking of alcohol, I was in New York right before you came. Mm-hmm. And I was at this place, and I really legitimately feel like I got roofied.
You're special, bro.
No, but I don't know what it was, but I don't think I've ever like blacked out in that kind of way ever before. And I was remembering how much I was drinking too, and all I remember is just like boom, waking up in my room the next day, just like the fuck. And then my friend sent me all these videos like, yo, I was looking for you for like a couple hours, 2.5 hours trying to find you. And you kept saying like, no, it's okay. Leave me here. I'm fine. And then my friend walked me back home and just showed me videos of me walking home. And then she was like, yeah, like we couldn't find you, but we finally found you. And then when I looked at the videos, I'm like, that's not me. That's so weird. And it was a place called The Box. Have you heard of The Box in New York? So they usually do these like burlesque shows, but then they're like really bizarre. They didn't do the show the night that we went, but supposedly you go and then you watch like a ballerina will come out and then she'll eat a cupcake and then she'll like diarrhea it out and then she'll eat it and she'll throw it up.
What the fuck?
Or like a dude with tits will just like jerk off and like light a firework.
What?
Yeah, it's called The Box. They have one in London. They have one in New York.
That's so fucking weird.
It's wild. But they didn't. But there was nothing. There were no shows that night.
Yeah.
At least I do not recall.
Yeah.
And it's just a weird place to begin with. So I could see something like that happen.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I wonder if you saved the girl's life that night. You took the wrong drink and then you were roofied instead of her.
Yo, probably, man.
You're a fucking hero,
Yeah, I
bro.
am a hero. That probably, maybe that is what happened. Because I remember going to another table with a bunch of dudes and I was drinking some drinks.
Maybe you saved somebody, dude, on accident.
Yeah. Oops.
Oops.
If you're out there and you're watching this,
you owe me one.
you're welcome.
I almost got butt fucked because of you.
Oh, man.
That's
man, I
fucking
definitely
crazy.
checked everything, and I definitely checked my ass. And I definitely like straight up, legitimately,
'cause you don't
I was
know.
just like, I have no idea what the fuck happened. But
Dude, you know, my friend who he went to, so he went to Vegas for a bachelor party, and he told me that. So the next day he woke up with a receipt in his pocket, and it was, I forgot what the amount was, but it was an absorbent amount. And mind you, this guy's not rich,
Yeah.
but his credit card was charged for like, let's just say one ticket had like $2,000 and the other one had like $3,000. And he's like, what the fuck happened? Right? And so what we kind of figured out was that he probably got fucking roofied. And so what they said, what happened was, he says the last thing he remembered was one of the, like a stripper came up to him and just started pouring drinks down his throat. And then after that, he blacked out. And so everybody told him, like, yeah, bro, like you were kind of going ham and they were pouring bottles of Cristal down your throat. And you know, at those fucking strip clubs, like $300, $400 each.
damn.
Right? $400, $500 or whatever. And
Yeah.
he's just like charging it to his card. And he goes, dude, I don't know what the fuck happened. He goes, how the fuck did I get charged for all this shit?
Yeah.
And they were just fucking giving him random drinks all night. And so they're doing that, sitting on his lap, getting naked, pouring down drinks because he has to pay for that shit. And he woke up with like this absorbent amount of fucking charges on his card.
Oh man, those hustlers, dude.
Dude, man, nobody ever roofies me.
Yeah.
I'm feeling left out, dude. Like,
Mine was accidental, man. I'm pretty sure no one was like, that guy, I'm gonna get him. It was probably just like, oh fuck, that guy took it.
you know, that'd be so funny if there's like a CCTV of you sitting down and the guy's like, you know, and the guy's just fucking sad. He's like, fuck, I only had one.
Just gonna go get that girl.
And then you're sexually harassing him. He's like, I'm okay.
That's actually pretty funny.
That'd be fucking hilarious,
yeah.
dude. So damn it. Yeah, I don't think I've ever really blacked out before. I mean, I have moments where I had splotches in my memory.
Same here.
But blacking out completely,
But-
where I've, like, there's like a deleted long
Yeah.
portion of my memory has never happened.
For like a long chunk of time, that's just like, it's bizarre for me because I know how much I was drinking.
Yeah, exactly.
And so I know it was something.
Well, I had a San Foods recently where I got blasted drunk, and yeah, there's like moments where I don't remember. Like, I don't remember trying to fucking roundhouse kick some water bottles off of this pole. Like, I don't remember that shit. But I do remember a majority of the stuff that happened. I know how I got to my hotel.
Yeah.
I know that when I woke up in my drunken stupor, I tried eating a cold sandwich off the floor. Like, I remember these things. Like, it was this Primanti sandwich. And I guess like the bag kind of
Why
fell
was it on the floor? Oh, okay.
I guess it fell on the floor and it was just there. And I was so drunk, I was like, I need something in my stomach. Grab that shit off the floor. I was like, this is good. And it went back.
That should have been part of the Send Foods episode.
They should have recorded
Yeah,
that
man.
shit. Dog, I was so fucking smacked. I'm not saying this like I'm proud. Don't follow this shit. I was disgusted of myself, but it was to the point where I was cognizant enough where I hated the way I was feeling. So all I was saying repeatedly in the bed was, go away. I was telling my drunkenness to go away. Like, please go away.
It will pass.
It will. I just needed somebody to stroke my head. It will pass, my child. It will pass. But that's how I get when I'm drunk because I can't process it very well.
Yeah.
It hurts me. So I'm good off of maybe like 3 drinks.
That's why when you take Pepsid, it slows down the breaking down of the alcohol.
Oh.
So it goes through your system a lot slower.
Oh.
But the downfall is because it does that.
You get smashed towards the end, huh?
The next day, when you wake up, right, you're still good. Let's say you eat something, then your body starts metabolizing everything, and then it starts metabolizing the alcohol that was inside.
Oh shit!
And then you start getting fucked up.
Oh, see, I can't do it.
And then it's just like you wake up, you're like, you eat like a bowl of ramen, you're like, wait, what the fuck?
See, I have to know this, and I should know this about myself. It's eat first before you drink, right? And then, so don't do it on an empty stomach.
We're like middle schoolers talking about alcohol.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
What should we do?
And then you could have either 3 mixed drinks, or you can have 4 to 5 shots. I should know this. But what happens is when we have great conversation with somebody, we're just chilling. You want me to go I'll get next round. Then all of a sudden I'm 6 drinks in.
It's impossible to say no too because you're having such a good time.
Yeah.
You know? That's why you got to just...
And I'm not feeling drunk yet until the hour later where I'm fucking looking for a fucking Prince Street pizza and I'm over here just stumbling all across New York. I'm like, fuck, am I drunk? Did I fuck up again? I get so upset with myself.
Where in New York did you guys stay?
The Lower East Side.
Oh, dude, me too.
It's nice.
What hotel were you guys at?
Twin sister or sisters, twin sister or something like that.
Cool.
It's like a really modern small. Like the rooms are fucking small, but it's really modern and it's nice. But
dude, it's so fun out there, man.
It's cool. I don't know if I could live there. I mean, Lower East Side I could live.
Yeah.
I think when it gets a little too crazy out there, I don't know about that shit because even though there's a lot of areas that are gentrified, when it's hood in New York, it's fucking
crazy.
Hood, dude. Like I'm clutching my purse immediately. Dude. I'm like, the fuck out of here, man.
Yeah.
Because I forgot we were walking around and it was daytime and I was still scared. I was like, this is not this is not for me.
Still sketch.
This is not for me. Well, you got any projects coming up?
I have things that are coming out.
Ooh.
I'm in the Purge. The Purge is coming out soon.
Ooh.
It's a TV show. Yeah, this character is interesting too because he's the whole premise is that it talks about the days leading up to the Purge, right?
Okay.
And what happens between purges.
Mm-hmm.
So it really analyzes like how characters think about these kind of laws that are like in society where like you have one day to release everything and kill people. And so it's cool to play this character where like he's just like a normal good kid, but he has a lot of anger and he wants to let it out on a specific day. And so it's cool to like just see this guy just he's just following the rules. This is what it is.
And then one day, he gets to murder people. He gets to murder. But for sure, if I was in a Purge, bro, I'm hiding immediately.
Dude, me too, man. Fuck that shit.
My whole paycheck is going to go into building this shelter where it's fucking impenetrable.
Yeah, someone's going to figure out a way.
Oh, we would like to see, because if you do come in, 6 rocket launchers are coming at you.
It'll be someone that's like in your inner circle, you're hiding with like your buddy.
Oh, nobody's allowed in except for me.
Just you.
Yeah, it's just me.
Nobody. Yeah. No family members.
Mom, dad,
nothing.
children. All of you figure out your own bomb shelter. I'm surviving this shit.
Dude, that's smart. That's the smartest way, man.
I got bags of Kit Kat's beef jerky and a lot of porn. I'm fucking fine. It's only one day. I'll just jack off and have some strawberry Kit Kats. I'm good to go, you stupid sons of bitches.
Nice.
I know. I got some hate in my heart, though, dude. If we had a Purge day, there's a lot of no, I wouldn't say a lot. There's a couple of people that might die immediately.
I just see you like slapping them really hard,
like,
just like slapping or knocking them out.
Yeah.
Not kill them. I don't think you're a killer.
No.
You would just hurt them.
I have hate in my heart, but I'm not a murderous guy.
Yeah, you're not a murderous guy.
And a lot of the times, like the people I really dislike, it's not that I dislike them, but not enough to hurt them, dude.
You sort of kill them with your words.
Yeah.
You're really good at that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some people whose career I want to destroy just because they're trash human beings. But other than that, it's like, no, I don't really lose sleep over it.
It's not worth it.
I'm pretty much good to go. Oh shit, man. It's already time.
Dang, that's it.
That was quick, bro.
That was fun, man.
Yeah, man. Well, Lawrence, where can they find you?
At I am Lawrence Cow. Or on your televisions.
Or on your television shows. Yeah, well, check Lawrence out. One of my really good friends out in LA. You'll see him everywhere, man. I'm talking about, you want to talk about good actors, right? This motherfucker right here, dude. This motherfucker right here. Get on his fucking level, you stupid bitches.
No.
Nah, yeah, man. Well, you can catch us on any platform that's audio and fucking podcast related. I say curse a lot in between words when I blank out.
It's a good recovery method.
It is. Yeah. So we have, so you can check us out on Spotify, Stitcher, just every audio platform, specifically iTunes podcast. Give us that 5-star. And you smelly bitches, we'll see you all next time.
Peace out.
Peace.